What's going on, guys? This is Bruce Matson, your host of Metric Scout Fantasy Football, a show that looks at all things fantasy. And today, we're getting ready for redraft. We're looking at some cheap targets for the wide receiver position that you could snag later in your drafts that have some upside, that can also help you out throughout the year. Guys that could blossom, but also have an opportunity to just smash if everything aligns right. They're late rounders for a reason, so there are things in their way preventing them from being a stud, because if they were a stud, they'll be a top pick. But there's some guys we want to target just in case they hit. With that being said, let's start the show. My first wide receiver I'm going to be talking about today, he's being drafted around the late 10th round, wide receiver 49th off the board. And again, this is off 4for4's multi-site ADP. This ADP looks at all the sites together and averages it. So in some leagues, he may be going higher. Some leagues, he may be going lower. But that's Darnell Mooney, wide receiver for the Bears. And he is a supreme route runner. He can get in and out of his breaks really well. And he also has speed to burn. He'll be playing on the opposite side of the field as Allen Robinson. Justin Fields will be the rookie quarterback there, and we all know he can sling rockets. Andy Dalton may start the season as the team's quarterback, but we know that's Fields' job for the long term. Darnell Mooney's been looking good in camp. He looked good last year. He looks like one of these late-round wide receivers who'll step up, be a good route runner, be very nuanced, and really develop into his role. Darnell Mooney, being a late 10th round pick, is a guy that could elevate his stock here in 2021. Let's go to my second wide receiver. This guy's a veteran. He's been in the league for a while, and now he's with a new team, and that's Corey Davis. He signed with the Jets this year in fantasy. He's being drafted around the early 11th round as wide receiver 52 in 4for4's multi-site ADP. He should lead the Jets in targets. He should be their main guy in the passing game. He is the veteran there. They paid big money for him to get him in free agency. He was productive in Tennessee last year. Last year was his big year there. He's shown a lot of flashes throughout his career. He's a very underrated player. Zach Wilson doesn't care. He'll sling rockets. We've known that through his days at BYU, and that's the rumors that we're getting out of camp from him, that he likes to sling the ball. He likes to test the coverage, so that's good for wide receivers because we know he's going to try and fit it in there. That's going to anoint for more target. The third wide receiver that I want to hit on is Tre'Quan Smith for the Saints. Michael Thomas is hurt. He's going to be out for a bit. He was projected to be the wide receiver 2 anyways. We should see a bump in targets this year. He's being drafted as a wide receiver 61, being drafted around the mid-15th round. The passing volume in this offense should decrease. Drew Brees is gone, so of course it should. But Michael Thomas is out. He's been a little feisty, wanting to trade as well. Tre'Quan Smith could step in and be one of the top targets in that offense. He was expected to be the wide receiver 2 anyways. The target volume should be there for him. He should have a decent target share as long as he remains on the field. The fourth wide receiver I'm going for as a cheap option in drafts is Elijah Moore. We're going back to the Jets well. You don't like to do that with the Jets, but we're doing it this year. He's being drafted as wide receiver 66 wide receiver off the board. He's an early 16th round option. He's drawing comparisons to Antonio Brown, which is big time. He was highly productive in the SEC last year, and the Jets been a second round pick for a reason. He's very talented. He's a smooth route runner. He can get open. He can command targets out of the slot. He's got speed to burn. He's going to grow with the offense. He's going to grow with Wilson at quarterback. Of course, Corey Davis is expected to be the target hog, but we're expecting Elijah Moore to be more of an upside play. He could end up being the target hog by the end of the year. Elijah Moore's got a lot of upside. He can create those splash games for us, and he could develop into a key piece in the offense. He could even supplant Corey Davis as the main guy. There's a lot of possibilities here with Elijah Moore. That's why we're drafting him in the 16th round to see what happens. The last wide receiver I want to talk about today, and really he's being slept on in the redraft community, and that's Terrace Marshall, another rookie for the Carolina Panthers. He was drafted in the second round. He's being drafted right now in redraft as the 80th wide receiver off the board. pretty much undrafted, 22nd round ADP. So he's a guy you can pick up off the waiver wire. He has nailed in that wide receiver 3 job for the Panthers. He will be a deep threat. He's going to get targets. He's going to get air yards. Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore is going to be the main guys in the offense, but Terrace Marshall is going to get his. Think about it this way. We're going after Curtis Samuel last year in drafts. Terrace Marshall could be the better option. They got to upgrade in quarterback with Sam Darnold. Possibly not. But with this offense, with Joe Brady being a heavy influence, we could see high volume in the passing game, which could allow for the wide receiver to do some things. Plus, he's looking tremendous in camp. Looking like an alpha almost. Rising up, catching balls. He's got speed. He was productive at LSU. So Terrace Marshall's going to be fun to watch. And he's going to be free. You can pick him up with your last pick. Pick him off waivers. But Terrace Marshall's guy you need to be clued in on. That's it. Those are my cheap wide receivers. I want to thank you for watching the show. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. Pound that like. And I'll catch you next time.